Dear friends, dear colleagues, it's my pleasure to present to you today our new project on the evaluation of ecosystem services of city campus ecosystems. We speak today about the carbon landfill of the RUDN University, and this is our new project, and I will tell you about this project today. We analyzed our activities and our progress in different evaluation categories of UI Greenmetric rankings. And as you see, we have some very good achievements, but some our achievements can be improved. And these are, for example, the category of energy and climate change, category connected with education and research projects, and water category. But talking about water category, it's possible to say we do not have too much freedom here. Because we have very strong state standards and some improvements that are possible for some universities in the world, in our case, will be very, very, very limited, because the standards can prohibit us to use of water of some level of quality, and we are not able to use sometimes some treatment installations and so on. So in our project that I present today, we talk about energy and climate change category, and here some new achievements are possible, and here some new investigations are possible and necessary. Since 2020, we have in our university a new development program, Healthy Green Campus program. It's a part of the big environmental policy of our university, in general policy of the sustainability. And in this program, we have the following parts. As you see, these are creation of ecological infrastructure on the campus of the university, creation of more and comfortable conditions for students to live and conduct the educational process, maintaining the social well-being of students, creating conditions for sports and physical activities, monitoring and analysis of the efficiency of this program, and formation of the image of the greenest university in Russia. And of course, image is a very important thing, and of course, image must be good and green and sustainable, but the most important thing here is to have something inside of this image, to have a good background in reality. So, in our opinion, our project I am presenting today must contribute to our image and must help us to understand the real state of our green campus and our contribution to climate saving. As a base for our project on greenhouse gases flows evaluation, we used the information from our monitoring system. Our monitoring system exists since 2017, and during this time we have some quite good and interesting results. So the main purpose of this project was to collect and to analyze the information about state of environmental systems on our territory and about main sources of the pollution. We have a city campus, and this is a quite good campus, and we are leaders in greening of campuses in Russia, and we have real quite good achievements in the maintaining of our campus. But as a city campus, we are surrounded by a system of highways and roads. So transport pollution is one of our main problems here, and transport pollution is a leading source of the pollution. So under this pressure, under this continuous stress, our ecosystem changed, and currently we can speak about change of ecosystem services. And this is virtually the main idea of our project I'm presenting today. We need to understand how the changes of environmental systems can lead to changes of the ecosystem services, and so how can we protect our environment and increase the ecosystem services volumes. Just a few words about the environmental monitoring system for our campus. We developed this system, as I told, since 2017, Currently, we have 33 points for observations on 144 hectares of territory. Measurements provided on this territory are air quality measurements, soil quality, state of vegetation, noise, electromagnetic radiation, and some special investigations as, for example, control of snow pollution. Currently, we have over 4,000 data, and during all the history of the project, we had over 50 active participants. These are students, and these are PhD students, and even 2 PhD theses was prepared based on these measurements and modeling and so on. And since 2020, we control CO2 flows in the campus ecosystem. Some of our results. You see here 2 pollution models and a few words about other pollution models. First of all, we use geochemical markers, and this approach allowed us to understand the picture of distribution of main pollutants in our territory. Currently, we divided our territory in 3 relatively visible difference zones. These are forest park zone, social and administrative zone, and transport zone, with very different amount of anthropogenic load and very, very different response of environmental systems on the pollution. In addition, you see here the main wind direction, and this is our problem because first of all, we are city campus, and secondly, we are situated in a quite pure part of Moscow, but our main problem is the neighborhood with a very, very active highway. This is Leninsky Prospect in Moscow with just a very, very active traffic during the day. And differences in reaction of natural systems on the pollution you can find here in the left corner. And in the left corner you see how changes the properties of our environmental systems if we will go from the main highway in the direction through this green area. What do we have currently? We have patterns of migration of geochemical markers, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons in urban ecosystems. We can develop the background pressure models. It means that we have first of all, our local sources of the pollution, but we have a regional pollution, and all these pollutions we can try to divide using these special local impact models. And we have algorithms for determining permissible loads. These are only preliminary results, but we develop this direction, and we hope that the results can help us also in our new project. And now to the projecting of carbon landfill itself. This must be a set of stages, and we begin with the creation of an environmental monitoring network. As you see, currently we have 33 points, but probably we will have to change a little our monitoring system. Probably we will add some points, or we'll add some new measurements into our current system. After that, we go to preliminary studies, identification of pollution sources, assessment of the overall level of anthropogenic load, and so on. Then collection of data on greenhouse gas flows and influencing factors. So what can change the regime of greenhouse gas flows? After that, we go to modeling of interrelations of anthropogenic loads, greenhouse gas concentrations, and meteorological parameters. Then construction of refined models for the quantitative assessment of ecosystem services of various types. Then economic assessment of ecosystem services related to the absorption of greenhouse gases. Then we go to development of recommendations for the conservation of urban ecosystems. And of course, we expect the scientific and educational component. We involve students, and we hope that this project, participation in this project, will help them in their scientific activities. The first results of the evaluations you see here on this slide, and the pictures in gray are devoted to the situation in transport polluted zone, and in green this is a background zone, the point in the middle of the forest park. If you speak about daily dynamics of CO2 flows, CO2 concentrations, you see that the distribution of this characteristic in soils and in atmospheric air in transport polluted zone is very similar. And if you will go to the forest area, you see that the distributions are not similar, and in this case, for this point 14, we have correlation coefficient 0.43. It's possible to say that a forest park zone is characterized by the much less pronounced relationships of CO2 concentrations in the soil, air, and in the atmosphere. So, another one result is connected with economic assessment of ecosystem services, and it's possible to expect that here we will have quite good visible difference. And finally, to the conclusion, some possible effects of a project. What do we expect organizing this carbon landfill? Of course, we expect the scientific results. We expect to understand the behavior of our ecosystems and changes in their behavior because of transport pressure. And of course, we expect quite good and interesting educational results. And as for us, it is very interesting to compare our results with some other universities. So if you have some similar projects, we will be happy to contact. And of course, it's very interesting to exchange the results, to compare our results and results of some other universities. So if it is interesting for you, I am ready to answer to your questions and to exchange the information. Thank you for your attention.